Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today as we discussed all that's been happening over the past few months at Xceed. So for this 2022 winter update, there's a lot that's been going on. My name is Matt, and I work as Technical Director at Xceed. So the very first thing we should start to talk about is Xceed workbooks for .NET. I did talk about it during our fall update, where I discussed that we had a beta version available, but since then, we now have a 1.0 version of the product. Don't let the 1.0 version fool you, as the product is already very feature rich, and you're probably going to be able to do most of what you need in Excel with this product. So if you need to create, modify, manipulate Excel documents through code, then Xceed workbooks for .NET will work just fine for you. So if you're used to having to working with Xceed Works for .NET, the architecture is very similar, so you should feel right at home, and you won't feel like you need to relearn an entire new product. And if that's an issue for you, well, we do have a ton of samples that are super copy-paste friendly, so you can just go ahead and take what you need and put it inside your product. So how do you obtain Xceed workbooks for .NET? Well, a first way of doing so would be to go on the Xceed website, as you can see here behind me. When you go in the product and services section, you'll be able to find the Xceed workbooks product. And if you scroll down, you're going to have a try it out now button, which would allow you to download the product, and which will include a 15-day trial key and all the samples you need to get started. Another obvious way to get the product would be to go on Nugget and look for Xceed workbooks for .NET, or if you need more, you'll have the Xceed documents library, which includes PDF Creator and also Xceed Works for .NET. So the product is incredibly simple to use, as I mentioned. Within a few line of codes, you can create a workbook, modify or add values, and save the document, and you'll have a brand new Excel document in your hands. As also I mentioned, there's a ton of samples that you can go ahead and use to copy paste and do specifically what you need to. I personally use it for some management tools at Xceed, where I create dynamic reports directly using our product. So if it works well for me, I'm pretty sure it's going to work well for you as well. Another thing that I want to talk about outside of Xceed workbooks, it's what the work we've been doing on our WPF product. So last update, I mentioned that Xceed was releasing a new version of Toolkit, which include material design look and feel. So as you can see behind me right now, this is already available. We have the sample code available as well if you do need to use it in your application, so you can have this shell working for you as is. One thing that was missing and that we're currently working on is having this look and feel for the Xceed data grid for WPF. Well, the good news is that we're almost done with our WPF version of material design. Expect it maybe early March, and you'll be able to make sure that everything fits perfectly well with this theme. So if you're used to working with XAML material design, then Toolkit will work fine in that environment. So will the Xceed data grid for WPF, which also receive a whole bunch of updates and bug fixes over the last few months. Furthermore, another thing I want to discuss with you today is that we're also currently working really hard on releasing a new product for encryption. So more specifically, if you're used to using Xceed Zip for .NET, Xceed SFTP for .NET, we're going to be adding a encryption library to our suite. This product is going to be probably available second to third quarter of this year. So if you have any questions, or if you want to participate in a beta as we're developing the product, if you have concerns, drop me a line at matt@xceed.com, and I'll discuss this with you gladly. Of course, Xceed Zip for .NET, SFTP for .NET are all products that received updates and fixes that you're going to be able to see on our website in the What's New section. Besides all of this, we're also looking for new products to develop in terms of having more products for the office pipeline. So if you need Words, now we got you covered. Excel, but soon we want to add other applications that we're currently investigating. So if you have any questions or if you'd like to learn more, again, just drop me a line at matt@xceed.com and I'll try to help you out and guide you and share some information with you. Thank you so much for joining me today. There's a lot more to cover, but everything's going to be on the website. Again, feel free to write to me if you have any questions or if you want to just exchange on our product. It'll be my pleasure to get back to you. So thank you so much for joining me today and have a good one.